What's up, everyone? Welcome to Ring the Bell. My name is Joey, and this is a chair.
It's Brittany, bitch.
Yeah! Awesome, everyone. This is Ring the Bell. It's the Wednesday night Women's Wars, and we have the return of the one, the only, Miss Moxie Molly!
I'm back. The interdimensional Shiro has missed you all so much.
And I have missed you. No shade to Phil or DS. They both were great, but they're not Moxie.
Nobody is, Joey.
As always, my name is Joey. At least that's what my mom told me after I was born, and I am your dad bod demigod. You missed a lot.
I missed so much. I actually didn't miss it. As you know, I watched it, but I haven't been here to review it for you all, but...
Let's go ahead and jump right on in. You ready?
I'm ready.
Because we have to head overseas to NXT UK. You know, every time I do that accent, all I think of is AJ Lee with Paige, where she's like, aren't you just the sweetest little crumpet? On NXT UK, we opened up with a debut. It was Weefa Valkyrie?
Better than I could do.
Because it sounded like they were saying Eva, and then I was confused. But it's Weefa Valkyrie?
I would just say Valkyrie.
She officially made her debut against a male who didn't get an entrance, and we all know what that means.
Jobber, jobber, jobber. I got paid to be a jobber. Ain't no shame in the game.
Somebody's got to do it. She actually really didn't job to someone who was debuting. She got a little bit of fight in. A male, which is apparently a French name. She's a French wrestler. Kind of took the fight. It was a solid, 8-minute match, something like that.
My theory on this is when AEW does let people job, they at least give them a little bit of shine. For what it's worth, if WWE is competing at all, they were like, okay, that's cool. We'll give jobbers a little bit of time to shine.
Which it was cool, but as far as the overall match, I was excited to see Valkyrie debut because I thought her promo last week was one of the coolest things I've seen. It was very superhero-y. Her entrance rocked. I really like her look. I wasn't really feeling her too much in the ring up until the end. And then she kind of caught me where I was like, ooh, okay, this is why I'm gonna like this girl. At the end, when Valkyrie started just laying in kick after kick after kick, and then she had her I don't know what we're gonna call that finishing move, but it's a pretty nice windmill kick right to the face.
Yeah.
And I loved it. Solid debut for Valkyrie, but not the most memorable debut for Valkyrie. On to the NXT UK Women's Championship picture, because we got a backstage segment. Toni Storm barged up to the office and she was ready to sign the contract. I was kind of a little bit thrown by the GM's reaction to her demanding a contract signing.
I felt like there wasn't as much energy as there usually is.
There wasn't, but I've also never really seen somebody go, okay, are you sure you want to do this? Are you really sure? This I Quit match, if you don't win it, you get no more shots at the championship. And I'm like, it's just while Kaylee Ray holds it. It's not like she's getting fired or anything. And that's what it kind of felt like, was if you lose this match, you're fired kind of stipulation. And I was like, it's a big deal, but it's not that big of a deal. Apparently, signing up for an I Quit match is pretty much the same equivalent as selling your soul, according to that promo, because it got intense. Toni Storm has signed the contract, and we are getting an I Quit match for the NXT UK Women's Championship. I gotta tell you, I know I've been a little bit flaky on how I'm feeling about Toni Storm's character development here, but I'm freaking excited for that match.
I mean, that's how I feel about Toni Storm always. That's why when you're always like, Toni Storm, I'm like, I have no qualms. I think she's amazing.
The character work's getting me a little bit, but I'm really excited to see this match between her and Kaylee Ray in an I Quit match, because Kaylee Ray will just throw her body around. She gives no f***.
She's the UK equivalent, we'll say, to Shotzi. Both of them will just use their body as a lethal weapon. I mean, it's wrestling. We're all using our body as a lethal weapon. But they'll just, throw them. They don't even know what, move they're about to do. They're like, I'm doing something! And then they jump.
Side note, you just made me very excited for Kaylee Ray versus Shotzi Blackheart. That's going to be a damn good match.
Okay, they're just both just
That's what we got from NXT UK this week. So let's go ahead and jump back over to the United States, because it's time for some NXT. But this week on NXT, we got a double dose of action. As per usual, we usually get about 2 matches. In the first one, we got was Candice LeRae versus Dakota Kai, and let me tell you, I'm really excited to see what Dakota Kai is going to offer in that street fight after this match.
I mean, that ending was spectacular. Mm-hmm. Like how you I know like wrestling behind the scenes, so I knew that they were going to let Dakota Kai win, but like how Dakota Kai is like, ah, and then they like flip, ah, flip, and then upside down on her. Takes the pin. Spectacular. And I like how actually I feel like the yawping Dakota Kai was giving wasn't so much the pain of the submission that Candice LeRae had her in. It was more like, I felt it was more guttural as if she knew what was at stake. Like she wasn't going to lose this and like let her reputation come down. So she was like, ah!
I love the way that they let this happen because it also didn't downplay Candice at all. It
right.
kept her strong. I don't know how I really felt about Candice getting mad that she kind of got, because it led to the whole Belle spot on the outside.
Right.
It seemed kind of a little out of character for Candice to be like, I'm mad this girl kind of got me, to run after her.
I do feel like it seems out of character, but I think it makes sense with the ending because Candice really thought she had it. And then they did the flip and really thought she had it again. And then out of nowhere, Dakota Kai one-upped her on like one of her signature things. So It's out of character getting angry, but also I think it makes sense.
But it makes sense in the way that Candice has been kind of screwed over by Dakota many, many times.
Yeah.
So she does have a little bit of vengeance towards her.
Yeah.
I just don't normally see her go for vengeance herself.
Yeah. Maybe it's because, I don't know, I'm sure no one in the big leagues watches our reviews. Maybe they do. Who knows? We're in a Twitter war right now with Chelsea Green.
Yeah, Chelsea Green's not pleased with me, but
I was going to say, maybe, more than once we've said, although we really like Candice LeRae, she's a tad overwhelming. Maybe they're, hearing that from more people and just, we have to give her something more to bring out that presence a little bit more. Who knows?
I know.
You never know. It seems like the other brand is listening to some of the stuff,
we
or other people are saying.
Actually, I do want to say one side note. We did get a bit of character development from her, from Mauro Ranallo, who talked about how since Candice has kind of came to NXT, she's kind of had a go of it because she came in with her husband who was going through that whole angle with Tommaso.
Right.
And she had to deal with that emotion. And then as soon as she goes and gets both of her best friends, which was Io and Dakota Kai, they both turn on her.
Right.
So Candice has really had a go of it. So maybe we are going to get to see kind of broken Candice LeRae.
Yeah, like me with my car situation the past 2 weeks. Everything I do, everyone I look up to is just leaving me.
I will never leave you.
Oh.
We also got a second match this week on NXT. We got to see Bianca Belair go one-on-one with Santana Garrett right before her big match at NXT TakeOver Portland. Unlike how the previous match kept Candice LeRae strong throughout building for Dakota Kai's match, Santana did not get the same treatment. Bianca just destroyed her.
Listen, before Santana Garrett got signed, I was a huge fan, and it's not that I'm not a fan of her anymore. If you don't know what the Cauliflower Alley Club is, she won a Rising Star Award there, and I was there to hear her, and she gave this gut-wrenching speech how she's been told she's not good enough for television, she's too fat for television, she's not talented enough, blah 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 blah. And so I saw her get signed and I was like, hell yeah girl, show them. And now I feel like she had that one bad match and now they're just using her, they're almost using her as a jobber.
They almost are, and it really hurts because I trained with Santana.
Right, I love her, I adore her.
I've had some good matches with her, and I know how well she can work. And there was a few things in this match that really just kind of stuck out to me. Was one, Bianca used Santana's finishing move on her.
Yeah, character-wise of Bianca, what she would do. She's just you think you can do it, I can do it better.
Well, also, Bianca's been using that move.
Oh, you're right, too, yeah.
Yeah, which is kind of just alarming, because that's Santana's move. I've took it a number of times.
Right. They're breaking down her confidence in a weird way.
I haven't seen them do that to her, at least from what I've seen on social media.
No, I mean just because they keep booking her in shit ways, in the back of her mind, she just might be oh.
Maybe, and I hope we don't see that, because she's such a good talent. She's got so much skill. It did do a lot for Bianca.
It did.
You got
well, did she need any more? But, she didn't need any more, but I'm glad she got more.
I am glad she got more. I'm in love with Bianca Belair.
Me too. I just want to meet her. I want her to make my gear. Mm-hmm. I want her to whip me with her braid.
It went from oh, you want to be best friends to kinky.
No, not kinky. Just to be I got whipped by a braid.
I love her attitude.
You always go kinky. Oh, Joey.
I'm a kinky human.
Joey the kinkster.
Yeah.
No longer the dad bod demigod.
Why can't Daddy be kinky?
Whoa.
Overall, I really like where Bianca's going. I love everything she's giving me. Her attitude, her style. Bianca Belair is where it's at in NXT. I know a lot of people are going to be distraught to hear me say this, but I want to see her win on Sunday.
That's literally the next thing I was going to say. Is like, I cannot explain it, but the moment Rhea Ripley, was no longer NXT UK and is now NXT. Like it's not that I'm not into her anymore. I'm just like, okay, they put you there, but now you can do so many good storylines if you actually lose the belt. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean,
now that
I
she's
love
here.
Rhea. Everyone knows that I am a huge Rhea Ripley fan, but these two, I'm so excited for this match.
Like, just even looking at their arms, like, they're so matched, so physically, like, I just can't wait.
It's going to be so good, and I was a little surprised we didn't get any mention of Charlotte.
They're just like,
I know Bianca was like, I'm getting overlooked, and you gotta quit overlooking me. But I was expecting to see a Charlotte presence or some kind of even on-screen type promo.
Right.
I think we're gonna get some kind of big deal with that come Sunday.
I was gonna say, yeah, I think she'll interrupt her. Maybe she'll be on commentary for no reason.
Before we leave NXT, predictions for the two matches that we're getting. Who do you think is going to win between Dakota and Tegan?
Unfortunately, I think it's gonna be Dakota. I think they're really building her up to be something spectacular.
I'm also going with Dakota, and I think it's just because they are building her to be a major heel, and honestly, I want Dakota to win. I like Dakota Kai.
They've passed the Shayna Baszler torch onto Dakota Kai. Like, Shayna Baszler, abused her so much physically and mentally that she just, inhabited it.
Maybe that's what we're going to wind up seeing from Candice
Yeah.
LeRae.
Well,
yeah.
I've said that before. I think she's going to turn heel. I think I said that the last review I was here.
I hope she does eventually do that, but I don't want to see another overhaul face heel.
Right. We don't need a Belair situation.
Yeah.
Merler. We don't say that. Fans might get mad.
Bianca or Rhea?
I hope it's Bianca, but I think it'll be Rhea.
I think it's going to be Rhea, but what I hope is that Charlotte interrupts and it becomes a triple threat at Mania. That's what I hope.
Yeah.
That's
I
my
agree.
Fingers crossed. That's what I need at home.
I agree.
All right, now, speaking of championships, we have to go and talk about what happened this week on AEW. We have a championship match we have to talk about, but before that match happened, we got to see another Dr. Britt Baker promo.
Wait, before that, because I haven't been here, I just want to say the Nightmare Collective is done! And I mean, maybe not, because Brandy Rhodes did an interview where she was saying she left it open for Luther and Mel to figure out who they are in AEW and blah, 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 but we've heard zero mention of them, have seen zero of them, and the last we saw of them was horrendous. So thank you, AEW, for listening to the fans and giving us, what we wanted. And it's not that we were ever anti-Brandy Rhodes. It was her in the Nightmare Collective. We like what she does as, Cody's adoring wife. She's more than Cody's adoring wife, but if she played up the brand ambassador and, she could become a Stephanie McMahon in a good way, not in this weird witchy way. Also, in that interview, she blamed the witchiness on Kong, and I don't know if that's true, but anyway, past that. Back to Britt Baker.
You know what it is? It's the weave belt that turns everyone to evil.
Yeah.
That damn weave belt. Everyone, hashtag damn the weave. All right?
Weave be damned.
That's actually better. Hashtag weave be damned. We got another Britt Baker promo, and I gotta say, I like the Britt Baker promos.
I told you, I'm digging Britt as a heel.
I like her as a mean dentist, actually, because she went from just being overly mean to now really specifying that it's the dental thing.
She's like Little Shop of Horrors in this booth.
Oh my god, she is!
I told you you'd become a Britt Baker fan if she turned heel. I said it. I said it.
Are we getting a Moxie heel turn right now?
Maybe.
You are very general manager right now.
I know.
I don't know if they're going to keep just going with her being, very talkative, because she's just coming out and cutting promos each week right now.
Well, I was going to say, after that, and now that they've established she's an evil dentist, with what we're about to talk about happened this week, I think that, that's why we didn't see her have a match, because obviously they never give us two female matches on AEW, but because they needed what happened to happen. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And going back to that, that one chick losing her tooth was cool, but I did see Aubrey hand her the blood capsule and the fake tooth to spit out. Just saying, that wasn't in the review list.
Oh, Don't pull back the curtain.
That wasn't in the
Don't
review,
pull back the
so I
curtain.
needed to point it out. Get your camera angles.
Fair, but don't pull back the curtain. I loved it. Don't pull it.
I didn't dislike it, but it's like, girl, I saw that.
On to the championship match of the evening, because we got to see Riho defend her women's championship for the first time in God knows how long against the native beast Nyla Rose.
What we got to see was herstory.
We got to see some herstory, but what we also got was a damn good match.
Yeah. This is what we've been waiting for on AEW. Like, bitch, we knew you had the talent.
Mm-hmm.
What took you so long to arrive?
I don't know, because this match between these two was light years better than the initial championship match. Let me tell you, I know that I give Riho a lot of stuff for being a very, very tiny human, and it played up so well in this match. But we ultimately got to see Nyla Rose finish her off and become the new AEW World Women's Champion. Very excited for Nyla to be champion.
Yeah, congrats, girl.
They haven't been pushing who Riho is. They've been giving us everything to build up who Nyla is. We know she's this insane, crazy, out for blood woman who's just coming in and beating people down and putting them through tables. And now she's got at the top of the mountain, she's got the belt.
And while she got to the top of the mountain, she like stepped on, proverbially, a lot of people to get there. So it set us up for a lot of people to be coming at her to get that championship.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to see another Shanna and Nyla sort of thing, now that Nyla is the champion.
I know, I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see Hikaru come after it.
Yes.
I'm really excited to see the possibility of some big swole up in this.
Yes.
I liked Riho a little bit from what the character development that they gave her this week, and we'll talk a little bit more about that when it comes to AEW Dark. Overall, I think this division's finally going to have a mark with it because Nyla is a focal point. It's just overall going to be better for AEW's women's division, so I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen the next couple weeks.
I agree.
Which I haven't got to say that.
Right.
I think
No, like,
ever.
AEW. Refreshing. We're ready to see you.
Brother, please give us more, and congratulations to Nyla Rose. But we had to talk a little bit more about Riho because we got to see her on this week's episode of AEW Dark. It was Riho going one-on-one with Shoko Nakajima.
What we saw was stellar. I feel like Riho has finally found her groove. I don't know if she needed to go away to come back, but what you saw was textbook when two people work each other a lot because they've worked each other a lot previously, the amazing matches they can put on. And this is why I would say most of the time when we say NXT beat AEW, women's division in particular, each week it's because the NXT women are always in the performance center working each other's. A lot of times the AEW women are just getting off of a plane and saying hi to each other. You know what I mean? Yeah. So this was textbook that.
I love this match. I thought it was fantastic.
Like I said, everything. This is what we've been wanting to see Riho be able to perform as a champion. Mm-hmm. But also, like I said, it just seems like she came back refreshed. But this is textbook when you have a lot of experience with each other. I feel like even if it's not our show, AEW is listening to critics at least a little bit because we didn't just see that. The way Joshi wrestlers respond to Joshi crowds, we're seeing how people wrestle on American television. Riho looking at the crowd, smiling, calling for us. She's starting to give us that. She's starting to fall into it.
She did. I think she also knew the times to play up to the crowd because she's worked this person so much before. But overall, we saw Riho get the win after the knees and the double stomp, and just really
good. It was amazing.
Good.
Yeah, the double Northern Lights back and forth. Mm-hmm. It was amazing.
But our second match on AEW Dark was Hikaru Shida going one-on-one with Cassandra Golden. Cassandra, I could tell a little bit that she was new to at least being on television. I saw the kind of nerves getting there. But it was a solid match between the two. I thought Cassandra showed that she can be a part of the women's division, much like we saw Shalonda Royale come in and kind of show that their talent that hasn't really been noticed, but they can still come out and put on a show on television.
Yeah, so. AEW, if you are watching, we want to see more Shalandra.
Yes, agreed with that.
And some Moxie Molly. No, I'm just kidding.
Plug yourself, girl.
Well,
Get you a job.
Not, I'm kidding. Who knows?
Solid match between these two. We saw Hikaru get the win, which was very expected, but I was very excited to see it. I'm really excited to do this because for the first time in a few weeks, I get to say, hey, Moxie.
Hey, Joey.
What was your boom blast moment of the week? My boom blast moment of the week is going to the match Rio and Shoko. Shoko going to hit the 619 and then missing and then going down the bottom rope and hitting it. Solid.
That was
move.
pretty baller. My boom blast moment of the week has nothing to do with what we discussed. It has to be, once again, Mauro Ranallo saying, I don't even remember what move happened, but freaking it was Candice LeRae and Dakota Kai, and he was like, leaked like presidential documents. And it was my favorite.
That's this week in the Wednesday
We're
night
way
women's
past
world.
Wednesday stuff. It's like weekly
It's
brand stuff.
Yeah. What did you guys think? Leave some comments down here. We like to read all of them. Also, feel free to like this video and subscribe to ring the bell and hit that little bell so that you get notified every time we post new content.
Hey, Joey.
Hey, Moxie.
Where can people find you?
You can find me at Joey_Mayberry on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. I'm back.
You can, ooh, schmancy. You can find me on all social media platforms at that's THEE, Moxie, Molly, and like my stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'll follow you.
Also, check out our Patreon. No comment from me. I'm not saying nothing.
I love it.
All right, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye. I'm going to shut up and respect your entrance. I am.